Tracie, I'm Greg Truzavasi with Deepest Dream. Pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Greg. So nice to meet you.
So, quick question. With your belief in this infinite power of kindness, that potential infinite power, how was that opinion maybe strengthened or solidified within your film's festival run and seeing people share their own stories and how this film really resonated with them? So, just wondering that whole big, just overwhelming experience.
Such a great question, Greg. I thought that it was just my story, and I was just sharing, how kindness had changed my life, and then I'm seeing that the kindness that I experienced is affecting other people, and so that seeing that ripple effect live and in the real world has been incredibly beautiful. And then finding out, that Bob Trevino reminds someone of their dad that they lost, or a teacher that they loved, or maybe they didn't have this healing in their own life, and they get to have it through the film. So, yeah, it's just it really does it is the themes of the movie coming to life with audiences, and it's been overwhelmingly beautiful.
There's a sequence in the movie or a comment in the movie where Lily's posting on Facebook, and I think it was Bob who said like she's posting into the void, and she needs a
Yeah.
little bit of kindness. And when you got your short rejected at that film fest, I believe it's the Tallgrass Film Festival,
Yeah.
did you feel like you were writing into the void, and what kept you going?
I think, yeah, I think it's, screaming into the void. It was a phrase that we were saying a lot on set, that we knew what that felt like when especially when you're an artist or a storyteller, or you didn't grow up being heard and you're just trying to get someone to hear you. I think, I was trying to tell my Facebook dad what he meant to me, and I thought, oh, well, I'll make a short, make a short. I'll send it to this festival, Tallgrass Film Festival. I'll get in, and then it'll mean the world to me to bring him there and tell him what he meant to me. And then I didn't get in. I was like, wait, I did all this work. I raised the money. I shot the short, and like the very last thing is you just had to accept me. And but think if that festival had accepted me, there would be no feature here, because I would have said what I needed to say another way. So and then we ended up being the closing night movie of the Tallgrass Film Festival with this film, a couple of years later. So I think knowing that there's a plan, there's some greater plan, and that you just have to have faith, and you have to show up and keep being doing your best, and knowing that it will work out one way or another. It just might not be how you thought. I certainly never thought I would find healing in a Facebook dad. I just happened to be open to it. So, um, yeah.
Yeah, there's a scene in this movie called Gattaca, and someone asked Ethan Hawke's character, "How were you able to swim from this long distance?" And he answers, "I didn't save anything for the swim back." And wondering for you, what's it like to put your heart and soul into something and not leave anything, you know, off the table? Just
I
putting everything. Yeah.
I have used that quote to describe this experience with this film. That's exactly how I feel. I saved something for the swim back in all of my prior films. I wasn't going, yeah, I wasn't using my full voice. I was, a little too scared to go all the way, and saving something just in case it didn't work out, just in case. And this one, my why and my cause was so much bigger than me, that the fear didn't get in the way. And I just said, I have to do it. I have to go all the way. And I don't know what's on the other side of that, but I just have to do it. And so I really relate to that quote. And I think as artists and storytellers, when you prepare yourself and you find the right thing, you find the thing that you need to say, you have to go all the way, because otherwise it's just not going to happen. No one's going to knock, you have to give yourself permission, because certainly no one else is going to give it to you.
Yeah, everyone in this movie, acting wise, really goes all the way. And but what is it like for you behind the camera, seeing Barbie just take us there and take herself there? Are you a professional, or can you actually let yourself feel that scene as well?
I think it was a mix. I was always we shot this with a feminine gaze. That's what I like to call it. And so we were always with our characters. We weren't looking at them, but we were in the experiences with them. John Rosario, our incredible DP, was also the operator. So I explained to him that he's also an actor in the scene. How he chooses to frame it, how he chooses to move in the scene when he moves in, or when he, turns the camera. That's us. And so he, sometimes he would have music in his ear to kind of just help him get in the zone, and be a part of it. And I didn't want you to I didn't want to show you people. I wanted to invite people. I was like, don't just look at them, come be a part of this, the audience. And so I'm not sure if that answers it, but that was definitely our intention.
Tracie, thank you so much for your time. And I don't like you anymore. You made me cry throughout the entire movie. So Thank you so
Sorry,
much.
Greg.
That's okay. No worries. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.